Hey everyone, it's Rebekah at Uncorked Canvas. I'm going to show you a couple flowers that you can do for a cute spring look. Have yourself a couple colors, a pointed brush to start out with, and let's get started. How do I do this? I'm just going to get my brush a little bit wet, then I'm going to grab a color just to show you an example of what my brush strokes will look like. So what we want to do, just to keep this really simple, is start with little C shapes that overlap and build on top of each other. I kind of use these pockets in between, and you can see how just these very soft shapes start to look kind of like a little rose. Now what I'm doing is I'm also tucking my brush strokes in between in those little crevices and varying the length and distance of those petals. With a pointed brush, what's really nice about using a pointed brush is the brush stroke you can start with just a little bit of pressure there, and then you increase the pressure and you can have it taper like that. So if you were to have brush strokes that then curve with that same effect, increase pressure as you go towards the center of the petal and decrease, you can start to get little bits of petals that overlap or go inside and tuck in between each other, and you can get a lot of variation to that brush stroke. So it's a great idea to take your brush, make sure you have enough water in there so the paint flows easily, and then what you'll do is practice your brush stroke until it feels really natural and easy flowing. Now to make a flower, you'll start at the very center. You can give yourself a little dot, and then you start to curve around that center point. And then as you go out towards those edges, you're going to increase the pressure and the length of your brush stroke as you show the edge of that flower and how it just gets bigger on those edges. And you can see you can create a very easy rose painting this way. Say you wanted to try a tulip, you can give yourself a little dot for your goal mark, and then you just push a little bit harder. Even turn your brush so that it comes down to a taper, and then you can push again, come down to that point, and curve around to create this little tulip shape. And then you can start adding color variation. I mix a little pink here, and I can bring that on top and start adding shading. Now why we create a little dot to start out with so our brush strokes have a place to land. So tomorrow, find out how I use these techniques in a finished painting. See you then!